Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio coming back at you with another video for your butt. And today I'm going to talk about the 89 Bowman. Man, when the 89 Bowman came out, it was kind of a big deal. Like, it was the comeback edition, and the cards are oversized. So a lot of people had problem with the size of it. I didn't really, because back then, I know a lot of people, not everybody back then kept their cards in a perfect shaped box that were meant for baseball cards. Me personally, and a lot of people that would see at card shows, they were still walking around with shoe boxes, and you would just get a box that fit your cards, whether it be, I would have wine boxes, shoe boxes, cheese boxes, cigar boxes, whatever would fit the cards. Even back then, I would ask my parents, like, if I could have high tops, just because it was a bigger box to keep my baseball cards in. So, I don't think I ever completed this set, but I used to love this set. Perfect example. Look at Bill Bean, all right? I used to love how it didn't have, like, the minor league stats or anything else. So if he was a rookie, like, I thought it was pretty cool how it didn't have any stats. Like, oh, this guy hasn't even played yet, And another things I loved about the back was that it had its stats against every team individually. It was like ahead of its time, Cybermatrix. Andres Galarraga, some cool names in here. But one of the things I wanted to talk about while I was bringing this out is, back then, I have a bunch of 1990 tops in here. Oh, look at this. So back then, when you buy a card, it would always have like some kind of promotion. And I used to keep every card, and it would kind of let me keep a count on how many packs I bought. But the promotions were always cool, so I knew exactly how many packs I would buy. And Bowman was no different. They had a promotion. I think they had some kind of raffle, if I remember right, like twin cards or something. So this brings me to my next point I wanted to talk about. So back then, it would have a bunch of old Bowman cards, right? And I don't know, as a kid, one of the problems that I had, like, I remember this Mickey Mouse, I didn't know that was his rookie at the time. I was a little kid. I didn't have all this information like you do now, so it's probably hard for you guys to believe. You wouldn't know which card was his rookie or not, whatever. It didn't even matter to me. But, like, this card I'll tell you why, as a kid, it didn't interest me when I would pull it out, okay? When I was a kid, there was a nursery nearby where we would go play tag all the time. All right, we would go play tag, hide and go seek. It was perfect environment because it had all, trees and bushes and plants, and it was perfect for hiding and running around and ditching people. So it was badass, all right? But this is me as a kid. Remember, one of the things that bothered me about this card is that all the nurseries back then were under light poles and, electrical lines and phone lines, right? So I would look at this card and be like, where are the wires? Where are the wires? So as a kid, that just kind of bothered me, you know what I mean? It just did. So I just wasn't a big fan of this card. But then they also had these cards right here. The Ted Williams, like, woo, nice. Ted Williams, man. Half Mexican, let's say. Look at this Mickey Mantle. He was in a stadium. All right? This card, he's in a stadium, so it's like, I would rather have this card over this card as a kid, especially when you don't know the prices. I'm not tainted by the price of any cards. I just go by looks. Like, he's in a stadium. Look at the lights. Badass picture, so that's why, and even when I got older, I gotta say this is not a knock on any, hopefully I'm not knocking on anybody or anybody takes it personally, but the first time that I actually even seen this card in person, it was underwhelming to me because it's small. It's a small card. I don't know why. When I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this, a coupon? It didn't, so when you compare, where does this go? When you would just compare the cards themselves to, say, the 52 tops. This 52 tops, even as a kid, I don't know if it was his rookie, but the stars on here, It reminded me of, when we go to Hollywood and see the Man Chinese Theater, see El Capitan. All the movie theaters were like this. Like, it had these stars, these bright lights. It had Mickey, like Mickey Mantle was the star of the show, and then the logos. Back then, the logos were a lot better, like the Indians logo, the Braves. The logos were badass, the Red Sox. And the 51 was kind of plain. All right? So, without taking price, without being jaded, the 52 tops is just 100 times better to me. That's just my opinion. If you like the 51 better, that's awesome. Good for you, man. I have no knock against you. But I'm just telling you, like, the reasons why. Come on, the 52 just pops. Look at the color on this baby boy. And they had the stats on the back. The 51s just had a little short story on the back. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I was a stat guy. That's how I kept up with players and what they were doing and how good they were. So the 52 tops was just like my dream card. You know what I mean? And so even when I asked Reindeer Studio, I want a rookie of Mickey Mantle, but in my shape, form, whatever. And I wanted the 51 Bowman. Like I said, I call this his 52 tops. But I wanted his first card, all right? And one of the reasons this card grew on me when I became older is, I started reading a lot of Mickey Mantle books, all right? I really don't, when I started collecting Mickey Mantles, I got older and I could realize that I could actually afford some Mickey Mantles. I just wanted the tops run. I really had no interest in the Bowman run, all right? But the thing that started intriguing me about this 51 Bowman is once I started reading, and in 51, Mickey Mantle got sent down. He went to the minors. He almost quit baseball. All right. And the thing that intrigued me is I read in the book that when the first time he came up with the Yankees, he was wearing number 6. And they say there's no pictures. There wasn't any pictures of him wearing number 6. This was a long time ago. So I looked at it, I was like, well, he has a 51 card. He has to be wearing number 6. And you look at it, this has to be number 6. Can't be number 7. That little stick that goes across here is not there. So it's just fascinating me. It's like, there has to be, is there a picture of this? That the artist drew this from? Or did he pose for this and just stay in that pose forever? But he's wearing number 6. And I just think that's super cool. So that's intrigued me about that card. There was a card a year, I don't know how long ago actually, where he's sliding and you could clearly see the number 6 in the back, and that's said to be the only picture of him wearing number 6. But to me, he has to. This is number whether or not you can see it clearly. This has to be the number 6. That's clearly not a 7. So that's always intrigued me, man, about that now. So I do like the 51 Bowman now just because of that little fact. You know what I mean? It's just. You read books about Mickey Mantle and you find out everything. I don't know. I really love the dude. I remember when I first got on YouTube, I was watching this video about a card show, and they were interviewing like people. They were a kid and his dad was talking about Mickey Mantle. He's like, I met him once at a bar, and I wanted to buy him a beer. I told him, here, I'll buy you a beer. And he's like, and Mickey Mantle was like, why are you gonna buy me a beer? I can afford my own beer. Like, if you can afford to buy somebody a beer, buy, that poor guy over there a beer like that, that can't afford another one. Like, Mickey Mantle was just so humble. I mean, I just love the Mickey. We're in a group chat, and one of the guys tells me, he's like, Mickey Mantle was a drunk and a womanizer. I was like, that's what I love about him. Like, that's not a knock on him for me, man. It's his personality, his humbleness. I don't know. But, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that, man. Why I prefer the 52 100 times more than the 51, but I do. It's not like I don't like the 51. I just prefer the 52, man, and that's it. It's just that simple, But anyways, love the hobby. Hope I didn't offend anybody, and just keep collecting baseball cards forever. Ciao. Man, that card was almost the first card that I ever sold, because I really needed the money at the National, and I came close to selling that. I almost sold that, and I'm glad I didn't. But anyways, love the hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards forever, ese. Ciao!